Hey, it's Kristi. Thank you so much for joining me. This is video 4 of our 4-part series on the psychology of money and the things that trip you up. Thank you so much for being with me. What a fun journey. I appreciate you following me through this, and I hope that you've gotten a lot of really super takeaways that you can start applying to your life and hopefully be able to grow your savings and reduce your debt. So this last teaching in the psychology of money is called loss aversion. And what's important about this is, here's the biggest takeaway, and then I'll give some examples. The biggest takeaway is a loss hurts more than a gain makes us happy. So let me give you an example. Let's say I offered you $10 today or $12 in 2 weeks. What did your mind select? I bet you asked for the $10 today because money in the hand right now is more powerful. You can do something with it, right? And you actually have it. There's really no promise that I'll follow through in 2 weeks with that $12. So there's something that's called shorter sooner versus larger later. And what happens is, as we get really close to being able to have that, here's this $10. If I were to go, oh, no, I'll give that to you in 2 weeks, I actually feel a loss. Even though I didn't have it, I was so close to having it that now it feels like a loss. And a loss hurts more than what gains brings in happiness. So we tend to have a discount on our financial future because it's somewhere off in the future. It's not really affecting our today. We tend to be more about really focused on getting through today. But without proper planning, we're going to wind up in our tomorrow and have been no better off than where we are today. So if you don't get into action, if you don't change anything in your life, in 10 years, where are you going to be? Are you still going to be sitting there with credit card balances that you're just feeding that interest payment and not really making a huge impact in paying down those balances? Are you still going to not have your retirement account fully funded as much as you can every single year so that it can start to experience that compound effect? Are you going to be exactly where you're at right now? And if you are, how does that make you feel? We've got to get into action. And loss aversion, I want to flip it upside down for you. So here's my takeaway that I want you to leave with. Instead of having something off in the future, we need to make our future something that is our big why right now. So what is your big why? If your big why is to retire at 65 so you can travel the world or hang out with your grandkids or live on the beach in your own condo, you've got to get into action now. But that might feel like you have to give up something today in order to have something in your future. So what I want you to do is envision what your future looks like with no income coming in. Because if you're not planning for it now and growing your savings and your retirement accounts and your investment accounts, paying off those debts, you're not going to have that there for you. So what does that look like for you? I want you to actually physically experience a loss of not having when you're older, when you need it. When you need to have that there, I want you to feel that loss, because if you can feel that loss, then that contribution towards it today can feel like a gain, because a dollar growing over time. Could you imagine if you put $1,000 into the stock market right after the crash in 2008, what it would be worth today? Or what if you bought a house right during the housing crisis when everything hit rock bottom and some homes seem to have been given away? What if you bought a home then? What would it be worth 12 or 11 years later, right? So you can see how that compound effect over time really grows, and that's why we got to start now. But it can't feel like a loss now and a gain later. We've got to flip that around. So I want you to see a financial future that doesn't have money working for you to get there as that loss, and experience that feeling. So it gets you into that gainful abundance mindset so you can start contributing and make it a part of where your take-home money goes. You'll find a way then. Maybe you'll forfeit pedicures or some outing or one extra dinner out a night so that you can make that happen and make your goal a reality. If we don't get into action, it's something that we'll keep postponing, but you guys, there will be a really big problem waiting for us on the other side of our future when we actually arrive there and there's nothing there waiting for us. So I encourage you to get started now. Thank you so much for being part of this video series. There is so much psychology inside of money, and this is what I teach. So I ask you to subscribe to my channel at Credit Kristi on YouTube. I invite you to be part of my podcast where I talk all about credit and what you need to know to have your maximum credit score. So I'm on all podcast platforms at Credit Coaching by Kristi, and I look forward to connecting with you there. Until next time, my friends, stay well.